Hey ladies, welcome back. I'm very happy to talk to you. Happy Tuesday. I'm going to start with our today call. So as you requested, we're gonna talk about eating around life, how to manage occasions, weekends, holidays, the way that actually doesn't make you feel like, oh, I need to get back on track. We want to create approach, balance, whatever you call it, that will help you to make these things second nature, as I always say, or basically you not feeling guilty, you are not struggling with it all or nothing and mentality around that. We just are able to do confident decisions that are aligned with our goals and obviously enjoy whatever we do, and at the same time like not feeling like we are falling off the track just because we enjoying life. Because this is one thing many people never start with, their fitness goals or whatever it might be. They never start because they feel like there is always something going on, and there is always something going on. Yeah, that's a life. Like we all will have weekends, family weekends, social events, occasions, short breaks, long holidays, and on top of that life, whatever throws at you, whether it's sickness, etc. So many people never actually start working towards their goals, or they just completely like give up because they feel like these two things can't be at the same time. You are already ahead of these people, that you are here, you invest in yourself and you're learning how to put a little bit of effort into your goals, have some time for yourself, invest in yourself, in your health, have some fitness goals while you're having normal life. You have work, you have family, and that's already like a huge thing. And the second step is always to make it work for you specifically. Yeah, you can learn a million advices and tips and specific diets, whatever it could be, that can help you with specific things in terms of like a dieting, etc. But we always have to look at our own lifestyle and how we can make it work for us. Yeah, so firstly we're gonna chat about like the overall approach, finding the balance, how everybody calls it, 80-20 approach, and what it actually means, because sometimes people get it completely wrong way, what it means to following 80% your routine, good routine, healthy lifestyle, and 20% have a balance. And then from there, when we're gonna chat about these first like the main things of understanding about how to make it work, what to kind of focus on overall, not just like when we talk about weekends and holidays. And then we're gonna talk specifically about how to approach weekends, social events, occasions, short holidays, long holidays, whatever it might be. The 80-20 approach, which is actually like what we want to eventually achieve. I get to this point, and this kind of like a balanced lifestyle, as we call it. It's something that you need to actually earn and work towards. Yeah, like it's not like 80% of the time you're gonna be strict, super following the plan to the T, and then 20% of the time you are going completely wild. You trying to compensate. You going completely off without like an intention. That's not it. We want to make sure that we understand what it actually means. So 80% of the time, you are basically building those fundamentals, focusing on those basic habits. As I'm always saying, small habits, little things you can do during the day. It can be something absolutely ridiculous that you feel like it can't make any difference. Like, for example, drink more water, or, go to the bed earlier, or, eat your protein. These little things or these little decisions during the day, they are basically building all those 80%. And, whatever it can be. Yeah, so basically the foundation that helps you to live healthy lifestyle, feel healthy, be fit, get strong, whatever in terms of like a fitness and health. And then those 20%, it's whatever you do, whether you go for a drink, whether you have date night, dinner, you have birthday cake, you have dinner night with friends, and you are able to enjoy it. You are able to go there, enjoy your time, enjoy yourself, enjoy whatever meal you have mindfully with intention, and you are able to, be self-aware, not going completely off trying to compensate, and you are also able to just move on afterwards. Yeah, so there is nothing like you coming back feeling guilty that you just went ate too much. You are not feeling like, oh, I need to start from Monday again, I'm gonna restrict more, I'm starting again new diet, I'm gonna drop my calories, I'm gonna more cardio. This is not what it's this 80-20 concept all about. It's really just about practicing those 20%. Like we are talking about the Christmas, we did Christmas workshop back then, and I was talking about, it's actually a great way to think about it. Every this occasion when you are going off routine, because a lot of times it feels very uncomfortable, because when we get into our routine during the week, when we kind of nailing the training and nutrition, and then suddenly we go in somewhere where we don't have that structure, and we feel like exposed, because we really are now here doing our decisions in that specific situation. And it can feel hard to do that, but at the same time, these are the great situations how to actually practice the self-awareness. Because a lot of times we think, and I'm gonna talk about it when we going like specifically about the weekends and social occasions, like you do your decisions for yourself, yeah. So just because you're going out, it doesn't mean that somebody's forcing you to overeat or drink too much or whatever. You always are able to do the decisions based on what you think will make you feel good, yeah. And that's something like I, for example, notice on myself. Like I sometimes, when we go out with my partner, like he is a chef and he loves to try different kinds of food, yeah. And so when we go out, we just enjoy ourselves a lot. But from the start, I didn't like it. I just knew I'm gonna overeat, and I did. I just always felt, full. I just felt shit. And then as I practiced that throughout the time, I just learned that sometimes when we go out, I just tell him, look, I'm gonna try. I'm able to actually just have a bite, not even, for example, try everything, because I don't want to. It doesn't, I don't have a need. I don't want to overeat, or I just know I'm gonna feel full, and I don't want to feel this way. So I'm just like acting based on how I want to feel afterwards. I just want to enjoy the time without going completely crazy, because food will be always here. You will always have opportunity to go to restaurant. It's not your last time to go into restaurant eating last time. So these are always the great situations where you can actually face yourself and like do your own decisions when you don't have that structure, when you are not following that plan to the T. And then just move on, like enjoy your time, make memories, instead of like obsessing about whatever you had. And if you feel usually guilty afterwards, this is your time to maybe do a little bit different decisions. So this is kind of like the 80%, 80-20, what it actually means. It's not that 80% we are 100% focused and strict with our goals, and then 20% we trying to compensate, overeat, binge, going completely crazy and wild with everything that's around us. It's really just being mindful, being able, knowing, like building those habits and have the confidence to know like what and why you are doing. Now, what we are actually, like, for example, focusing around those 80, like what are the main goals during the day, during the week, overall, that make the difference. Yeah, like it's kind of like a pyramid. So for example, within the nutrition, it's firstly we trying to eat that protein. So we were talking last week about protein, like why it's important, why you want to eat it consistently throughout the day, how it's going to help you with appetite control, for example, and your fitness goals, body composition, etc. So that's like the main building block. After we talking about like total food intake, so it's calories overall. Like, are you in diet? Are you in specific diet? So you actually might need to think about a little bit more about when you're going out, what you're gonna do. Or are you just maintaining? Are you just, training hard, recovering, postpartum, or whatever? From there, you can again more like think about what are your goals at this right time, so you can be more self-aware. For example, when you're going out, like do you actually should go out now and eat, or should you do it like 3 times a week? If your goal right now is, for example, do diet, that's specifically for specific amount of weeks, yeah. It's again, it depends, it's individual, whatever your experience is, whatever your current like a plan program goals are. But then we have number 3, after like overall calories, we can talk about eating enough vegetables. So always have those 3 to 5 servings fruit and veg with every meal. That helps you again, like fiber, vitamins, nutrients, gut function, again non-negotiable. Even though when you're going, for example, out, this can help you as well. Okay, so if I'm gonna have whatever for my meal, can I order some vegetables instead of mac and cheese, for example? Yeah, I know it's tempting, but for example, right now it may be a better option for me. After like a fruit and veg daily intake, we can talk about meal regularity, so eating consistently throughout the day, even though when you're going out or when you, whatever occasion you have, can you still make sure you're gonna have some kind of 3 meals during the day? You know, are you able to not skip those meals just because you are going for dinner later on and you think, oh, I'm just gonna save some calories so I can go completely out of control in the evening. So, and again, like it does a difference. I every time I go out, every time we go somewhere, I'm going obviously to ahead. We're gonna talk about it in a second, but it really helps. Like eating regularly helps you feel you are more self-aware. Again, at the end of the day, we're trying to eat for our function, fuel our bodies, our goals, not like the emotions later on in the evening when you get 2 drinks and then you completely get ravenous. Yeah. After meal timing, we can talk about hydration. Again, like I hear that all the time. Oh, I just need to work about my water intake next week. I just don't drink enough water. I know it's hard, but it is super, like it's hack that you can, it just helps so many things. Like you are made of water mainly, and really drinking like 1 liter of water per day, it's like a big no. So try to drink during the day. If you're struggling, drink a lot of water in the first half of the day. I know it's sometimes like, again, you need to go more on toilet, but hydration super important. Whether you, for example, especially for postpartum breastfeeding, again, even if you are training, we don't want to be dehydrated, because sometimes actually less you drink, the hunger cues are a little bit unstable. Sometimes you feel hungry because you are not actually hungry, you are just dehydrated. At the same time, it helps with digestion. At the same time, when you go out and drink some alcohol, again, like it's always good to have a glass of water. Stay hydrated, keep the digestion, control the hunger cues, generally feel better. Hydration, again, like it helps with skin, like all these kind of things, like it's super important. So really work on your hydration. Try to drink enough water wherever you go. Always have your water bottle by itself, and try to make it habit. If you forgetting, you can set up some, timer on your phone or whatever, or just remember, drink at least huge, like a large glass of water before and after each meal. If you're forgetting, or just have the water bottle somewhere visible, keep sipping. You don't need to always drink liter at once and then like going to pee all the time. You can just sip as you go during the day. And then last, like a habit in this kind of 80%, what we kind of trying to focus on primarily is sleep. Yeah. So sleep is again like very related to actual like your fitness goals, recovery. If you're trying to lose fat, huge thing. It helps you with appetite hormones, cortisol. That further after, if you are sleep deprived, you just tend to crave a little bit more like the high palatable foods, easy, quick food, quick carbs, junk food, especially for example if you have a hangover, if you went out next day, you don't sleep enough, like that's exactly what's happening. Your body just wants something quick, some quick energy. And that's, again, it's fine if you go out and have few drinks, like that's nothing wrong about it, if it's not obviously ruining your overall progress and it's something that's your actual habit that makes a huge part of those 80%. But again, like if you know you had drink, maybe try to next day a little bit like, okay, so, and I'm gonna have a fuck it moment and I'm gonna just blow out whole weekend and I'm gonna order some takeaway, or and I'm gonna just eat something better now, something meal prepped or whatever you have at home. Give myself few minutes, few hours to see how I'm feeling afterwards, and then like be in a little bit of better headspace. See how your body responds to the food, to the meal, hunger cues. Drink a lot of water, and then eventually like you might be in a better headspace if you actually gonna order some greasy takeaway and feel like shit next day, starting over again. But again, like these are all little decisions you need to know. You have to always look at the bigger picture, at your whole week, not just trying to always start micromanaging specific things. Always focus on these kind of main blocks overall, and like look at your whole week. Like how well did you do? Like, are you slipping completely off the plan? If you do, maybe your plan is not appropriate, like right for you right now. And if you know you being consistent, like one night, weekend, even 1 week holiday can really ruin your progress if you know like what to focus on. In those 20%, it's, as I said, it's not just like mindlessly going completely like have your little fuck it moment, I'm gonna start on Monday. It's going out, have whatever meal you have, enjoy birthday, enjoy the occasion, enjoy the time, enjoy yourself, enjoy the food, try to practice to enjoy without the guilt. If you decide to have the birthday cake, just have it and move on. Yeah, if you already go into that there that you already, oh my god, there's gonna be so much food and I'm gonna have to eat cake. You don't have to eat cake. If you don't want to eat cake, you don't have to eat cake. I survived so many birthday parties without having the cake, even though everybody would be like, oh yeah, oh my god, you're on, yeah, you know, people will have opinions, but it's fine, like that's your own decision. If you feel like you don't want to have cake because you will feel anxious after, frustrated afterwards, just don't have a cake. Yeah, practice it, give yourself some kindness, be kind to yourself, and decide on what's right for you. Yeah. But if you like, we want to, obviously it's life, we don't want to be perfect, we want to enjoy life, we want to enjoy whatever, you know, like we want to live. So try to really like give yourself the time to not make it all about food. Try to make it about everything else, about the time with other people, have a social occasions, etc. Now also weekends are like good time to, as I said, to give yourself a bit of flexibility. Most of you girls here, for example, don't track your food over the weekend, which is great. Again, if you kind of practicing that self-awareness around food and not completely skipping, okay, I'm not tracking, I don't have the structure, so it means I don't need to follow those little anchors I just mentioned: protein, vegetables, meal timing, etc. So that would be the 80-20, where we just practicing little habits and practicing the habits, self-awareness, being able to do the decisions that are aligned with our goals, but at the same time live life without guilt, and be able to move on, because this is what we want to actually achieve. Have this kind of life and be in this, have this kind of routine for yourself. When you're smashing the gym, you feel good in your own body, in your own skin, you feel, you know, you are healthy, you have energy, and at the same time, like, you know what you are doing, you also have some life. It's not one or the other. Now let's talk about weekends. Firstly, how to get rid of this all or nothing, where, you know, as I said, sometimes we stop tracking the food, and just because we don't have the structure of tracking, we just like it means like, oh, I can start on Monday again. Like usually it's a little bit of free time. Most of us are home, you know, with family, some social events. So the structure is most of the time not there. But again, we can come back to our few anchors I mentioned. And again, it's little habits. Always think about the minimum you can do, especially when we have family, when we have kids. We already, probably most of us know that it's never gonna be perfect. And that's why we don't even trying to be perfect. It's absolutely unrealistic. Even if we wouldn't have a kids, we want to have some kind of minimal achievable goals that always keep us accountable, even on those times where we are actually, for example, completely all over the place, or the weekend comes. Yeah. So if we know overall that our week is good, that's why I'm always trying to tell you, keep the week or the days when you are in your normal routine, where is nothing specific, different outside of your normal life and routine happening. Keep your day simple, keep your day consistent in terms of like a training and nutrition. It compounds. You have then 5 days when you tick your boxes. Nothing's gonna happen if you are 2 days a little bit like not completely just hyper focused on what you are doing all the time. Have some kind of 3 anchors, for example, or 3 some non-negotiables, you know, that you can easily stick to without some kind of overthinking. So again, it will be the protein intake. Whatever is happening on Saturday and Sunday, whether you going just for one night dinner or you're just away for the weekend, have your breakfast. I just always have my breakfast. Even though when I go for holiday, we were, you know, for a week in Spain, every year I'm going to see my family when I'm actually 3 weeks away. And I'm telling you, like, even myself, I'm always a little bit frustrated because we love our routine. and we know we feel good when we are our routine, especially after a while when you start seeing the goals and like you actually know that the good habits you're building are actually helping you to feel good and whatever else fitness goals we might have. And then we know we're going away from our routine, and like let me tell you, I'm staying 3 weeks at my parents house, and it's completely not, it's just a different and discomfort zone for me. You are not in your own space, but you know, like it is 3 weeks as well. So what, for example, do I always bring my protein powder, and I make sure that at least the minimum thing I can do, because a lot of times like you never know what's happening during the weekend when you are away for a week or how many days, 3 days. You most likely, the goal is to travel, do something. It's not like being stick to a normal routine. We take holidays to escape a little bit our normal life and our routine. But for example, for myself, my routine is something that keeps me going, if that makes sense. Yeah. So I always, like for me, going to the gym even in my normal life is something that helps me like with my normal life, with my mental health, etc. Even though if I go for holiday for 3 weeks, I always keep my breakfast. I bring my own bag of protein powder. So, or I measure like the scoops for how many days I go. I have my oats in the morning, and then for the rest of the day, whatever happens, if I'm going to the restaurant, if I'm going to see my grandma for some amazing lunch for 1,000,000 calories, I already know I had my little meal during the day. That's fine. Specifically, I'm not hungry during the day. Yeah, I'm not craving later, like afternoon, etc. I feel more in control because I kind of know that whenever I can, I have my meal if possible, but always have my breakfast. That's always like anywhere I go. This is like one of my anchors. And then you can do it during the day. If you, for example, just go for dinner with your partner or whatever, you can keep your breakfast. You can still have your lunch. If you're gonna have your lunch, again, it's better than starve yourself from morning to evening just because you're going for dinner. It most likely will help you to not overeat later on, because you will be probably hungry. You will lose probably control about how much you eat and how fast you eat. You more likely enjoy that actual meal. Yeah, it's very easier. Like sometimes I see a lot few of you in check-ins, you live social life, you go out for dinners a lot, and that's perfectly fine. As I said, that's life. We want to have life as well, but we have to think about it the way that, okay, I'm going for dinner, even if it's 2 dinners per week, it's just 2 dinners. It's not the whole week. It's not the whole day. You are still well able to look after yourself before the dinner. Yeah. Second thing, during the weekends, or if you go for 3 days, some kind of holiday, whatever it might be, again, let's come back to hydration. So drink a lot of water, especially like if you go for part, always order some water with your normal meals. Keep that water intake going. It will help you big time with digestion. You know definitely that feeling when you just eat something a little bit different out of your routine that you are used to. That's why we feel bloated. That's why we feel like we digest the food for a few days. We just feel sluggish. Drink your water. This will help you big time. And number 3, do not skip the movement overall. Yeah, like again, it depends on what's happening. Yeah, if it's your getaway weekend, spa weekend, but look at what you are doing, what weekend, what holiday it is. Can you get at least your daily steps, or can you just get some minimum range of steps? Again, every one of you have some kind of targets, but we always have some target. We always not aiming, oh, you have to do 12,000 steps every day. Let's have some minimum that's like realistic, and if you can do more, perfect. If not, you did what you said you're gonna do. But having some kind of movement helps. Again, get for your early morning walk or evening walk, afternoon lunch walk, or if you are able to do your training session, again, it can be 20 minutes or just any activity. Yeah, like if you're going somewhere for a weekend, you can plan something active, or if it's actually like relaxing holiday, or if it's like a obviously wedding party weekend, you might probably be on your feet anyway, but that's probably not gonna happen that you're gonna plan some kind of gym sessions over there. And again, it's completely fine, like it's just the weekend. Yeah, but if you have the option, it's good to, you know, keep some kind of movement in there. So how we can practice like that, specifically the weekends, in terms of the 80-20 approach. So you can look like, again, you have your high protein breakfast, at least you drink your water, you are, for example, a little bit more active, different way than normally. You can have some kind of relaxed lunch or dinner, social event, you just enjoy yourself without guilt, and you are back to normal wherever you get back home, whether it's Sunday evening, Monday morning, just back to your normal routine without trying to compensate everything. That would be like short weekend or family weekend. Now, specifically about actually like social events, because again, it can be a little bit more, you might feel a little bit more like frustrated because there can be most likely alcohol involved. And that's like the time when we all know ourselves. You can have 2 glasses of something and then the decisions are can go completely different direction than we want it, but it's perfectly fine. Again, your relationship with alcohol, it's something that you have to be honest to yourself. Why drinking? Are you drinking a lot? Are you drinking every weekend? Are you drinking during the week? Why are you drinking? If you go out, do you have drink just with the food because you enjoy to have a glass? How does it make you feel? What I would say, when you go out, again, have meal beforehand. Even though if you're going, like if you're going for dinner specifically, have a lunch at least, or just some small snack few hours before, so you are not going completely with empty stomach. Get some protein in, helps with the satiety, and then you will be in better like space to enjoy, do better decisions as well. If you're going for dinner or a specific event where you know what food you're gonna eat or you can eat, try to prepare yourself beforehand. Can you check the menu? Can you plan what you're gonna have? What event it is? I was talking with few girls as well. If you have these occasions quite a regular, some of you actually going for work dinners a lot, and then you go on the weekend with someone else, and then you go for coffee with some friend. Try to, if you have a lot of going on, try to always think what occasion it is, how important it is it something where you have to eat? If you feel like you don't want to, can you not eat, or can you skip the food? Can you skip the alcohol? Try to divide them based like on your priority, how important the event is. Then you can actually like prepare yourself. I can maybe manage this event a little bit better. I'm just going there for work. I'm just gonna, it's like, event, but I just going to meet my client and have a chat, and like I don't need to actually fully commit to having full dinner if it's your best friend, for example, birthday party or hen party or something like that. Plan the day. Again, most of the time we know that we have something coming up, so you can plan already your full week around that. Try to like again keep that week simple, try to stick to the plan, try to stick to those minimal achievable goals during the week, and then you can plan that whole day. Are you gonna have your breakfast? You have some room for lunch, etc. Approach it this way. Don't just throw the whole day out of the window. Use it as that opportunity to practice that self-awareness and do the better decisions. Again, like you will find yourself after in way better space when you actually not really worry about it. You're able to go somewhere and actually enjoy the event, the occasion, and not make it all about food, because sometimes it really feels this way, especially if you know yourself. You go out quite a lot and you are aware that it's something that actually slowing down your progress. Yeah, so you have to make some kind of decisions and adjust maybe a few things and be honest to yourself. What is your actual goal? What can you do differently? Especially if you're going out consistently quite a lot, it's not something that you have to feel like you're missing out on something. It's more actually space and room for you to be able to not every time go full in and have a full dinner, 3-course dinner and drinks, etc. In terms of like eating itself, so you can always like do better food choices. If you can check the menu, you can pick something a little bit different in terms of like cooked in compared to fried or whatever it can be. You can skip the dessert, you can order something to share. Always try to eat slowly, actually be present, enjoy the meal truly, because sometimes we really not paying attention to the actual food. If you are drinking, again, water, one more time, try to alternate with the water. If you have that goal, you want to watch a little bit more the alcohol, you can do some swaps like lower sugar options, dry wine over cocktails, etc. Now, as well, lastly, you don't have to eat everything on your plate. You also don't have to, like, actually eat anything you don't like to, especially if you're going for some birthday and there is, like, the finger foods. These kind of things, I actually find myself like crisps and these finger foods, they are all really good, but they are just really to yourself that once you start, you actually don't stop. So ask yourself where you are right now. And most of the times, these foods are not actually like enjoyable to the point that they're actually tasty. We just get into that, like, we start and we just go because they are like, it's a finger food. It's made to be, eaten little by little, but like in a huge quantities. You can very easily overeat that, even more like a mindlessly, not even like a think about it, not even like enjoying it. Now, after event, whatever happens, you did your own decisions, own it, move on. If you, for example, ate a little bit more than you wanted, or if it didn't go well how you wanted, reflect on the situation, reflect on the event. Don't punish yourself. Again, just move on. There is nothing like skipping meals after. Just again, go back to your normal meal plan. Again, have some nice meal. Maybe if you're not feeling too hungry, have smaller portion or spread the meals a little bit further apart. Again, drink plenty of water. Accept that this is a life. We don't want to always be in this kind of like all or nothing. At the same time, your decisions are your decisions. So you always have to ask yourself what this meal is gonna give me, what the occasion is all about. If you already go in there feeling frustrated, it's a sign that you probably might need to, ask yourself, what are you actually doing? What's actually important to you at the time? Because again, if you have some goals right now, if you're working towards something right now, in the fact that you have something coming up that makes you already feel uncomfortable in terms of that it's gonna disrupt your routine, just adjust yourself to it. Yeah, like understand that this is not last time you're going somewhere, this is not last occasion, food will be there. And yeah, that's towards like a weekends occasions. And now a little bit more like actual breaks, holidays, more like a few days. So as I already mentioned, for example, go every year to see my family for 3 weeks. And yes, every year I'm a little bit frustrated about it, because look, the routine I have, the fact that I go to the gym 4 times per week, the fact that I like to eat my meals, it's for me, I'm at the point of my life where I actually do it because it helps me feel good. It helps me with my training, helps me with my energy, to have my energy, like, take care of the baby. All these kind of things, I do them because they ultimately giving back to myself. And when I'm going out away for 3 weeks, it's a long time. And at the start, I obviously felt a little bit like, you hear opinions of others and you trying to like avoid it. You don't want to people ask you, oh, you are doing this. Because people sometimes, especially like our generation or the generation of our parents and grandparents, they still think that when you're trying to eat or watch your diet or do better food choices and eat a little bit better, or like understanding the nutrition and train consistently, as for example, for my parents and grandparents, it means that I'm a little bit weird. It means that I'm dieting just because I say no to some food. Our grandmas are used to that. When every time we come to them, they start cooking, bringing the food. And as much as I love it, as much as that sense of being home, I also learned to, like apologize and look, I actually don't want to eat it. I actually don't. And they're fine with it. Always like sometimes feel guilty, especially my grandma. She always loves to cook, and you can always see like she's almost like a disappointed and sad when you tell her. But if you would see my grandma, she always starts cooking so much things, like it's crazy. So it's really like crazy what she always like. She's just bringing the food and nonstop. So again, like it's great, especially if I see her once a year, but I always apologize myself in advance that, for example, I'm good. This is the way I am. Don't take it personally. But let's come back to actual holidays. So when we go in away for a week and more, what can we do? So again, as I already mentioned, it's holiday. So we are meant to switch off. But if you are like me and your habits are your anchors and something that actually is giving you back, make you feel good, you can always do something, again, some minimum that will help you to feel good, stay on track, and even more, that's something that many people struggle, is that it helps you to come back and get back to normality. Many people kind of really completely switch off, which is perfectly fine, but the afterwards is really hard. You come back from holiday and then you are meant to go straight back to work, straight back to routine, back to gym, diet, whatever. So I do this also for this reason, because I just actually I feel fine. I didn't miss much. I had a rest. At the same time, I did some kind of training. I did just focus on those few things in terms of nutrition. So having my breakfast, drinking plenty of water. You know, most of the time I'm active as well. And when I come back, I'm back. No changed. I'm actually excited to be back to the gym, be to my normal routine. And to be fair, most of the time when I go for a long holiday to my country, I actually lose weight. And it's the only reason is that I really have that strong routine during my normal life. I eat consistently. I eat 5 meals a day. When I go home, I really focusing on my high protein breakfast, and then during the day, if I can do some better choice, I do. Otherwise, I just eat flexible. I differ meals I can't eat here. I again allow myself to enjoy it without zero guilt. I move on. I'm well able to not overeat, most of the time. And I actually eat less. I eat, for example, just 3 meals a day compared to 5, but completely different meals in terms of like a calories and nutrients. But at the same time, it's completely different routine, but again, it's not obsessive. Even though I'm on holiday, I'm still able to stay in that 80-20 kind of approach where I'm doing my little habits I want to do. I go to the gym, for example, twice a week when I'm on holiday, just to do some kind of different training for fun, because I love to move my body. I do something completely different that's on my plan, and sticking to a few things. Yeah, drinking my water. When I go home, most of the time there is a lot of alcohol involved, and I'm actually even able to not drink as much as I used to, because I just, since I was pregnant, I just don't like alcohol and being drunk anymore. Yeah, but I bring my protein. So that's, different kind of routine. But again, it's something that helps me to feel good afterwards and then be able to actually enjoy. It's nothing like restrictive or like, not allowing myself to have anything I want. Just like really being aware of what I'm doing, and I'm really doing decisions I want to. Yeah. Even with the alcohol, before it was really hard to say no. Our parents, they and it's occasion, like, it's our country, our nationality. We drink a lot of alcohol in Czech Republic, but I just learned to be okay with whoever think about me when I don't have another shot of vodka, when I don't have another piece of cake. I'm fine with it. I don't care what people think about me. It's my own decision. Yeah, like, that's what we actually like should do, because most of the time I feel, even from the conversations I have, it's a huge kind of like a factor as well. Opinions of others or the environment, just have one more, have this, have that, just the pressure around us. So just really be confident, stand for yourself, do decisions that you will benefit from. That would be a holiday. Again, just a little bit of about the training. As I said, like, depends on where you are going. If you're going for a family holiday, if you're going some traveling to jungle, again, ask yourself where I'm going. If you're going to some kind of resort, you most likely will have access to some gym. Can you go at least twice a week? Can you do that? Just like in the morning, wake up. I usually woke up in the morning, go for my early session, then we going for family breakfast, and then for the rest of the day, beach, chill, relax, mojito, completely fine. Yeah. So ask yourself where I'm going. If you want, Is there gym available? Can I do 2 sessions? Can I go for a run in the morning? Can we be active? Or like what kind of holiday it is? What expectations do you have? And then you can adjust. You can realistically do something minimum that doesn't feel like you are obsessed, you are mad, you are on holiday, you are there to enjoy, but you can still do something that will keep these little anchors that will help you to feel good about yourself, that you did something for yourself, even though when you were on holiday, and make it ultimately easier when you come back. Now, let's talk about quickly, lastly, about when you are back to reality, back to routine, even if it's 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, the process can be same. Yeah, it doesn't have to be dramatic restart, punishing detox week, cleanse week, whatever. It just takes one step after the other, move on, back to normality. Yeah. So when you are away, firstly, I will focus on your next meal. No punishment, nothing clean, no restriction, no skipping meals, based on how you're feeling. If you're feeling, for example, the digestion is a little bit all over the place, even more focus on something that you know you will digest well, you will feel good, rather than delaying it or skipping meals or going again wild, have another fucking day. So eat well, some easy meal prepped meal, start with that, and then move on. Again, you can start meal prepping few meals per week or per day, little by little. Again, if you, whatever holidays you had and it feels hard to go back to routine, don't try for the perfection. Again, take it step by step. Again, hydration, first 2 days, prioritize water, the hot sluggishness, the dehydration, whether it's traveling, alcohol, simply different kind of like food. Keep this as a for like a second anchor, second non-negotiable. Really get that hydration, help you to get back on track quickly in terms of digestion and energy, and get back to normal training. No extra compensating cardio, just get back to your training. If you didn't train at all, be kind to yourself, accept the fact that you were off track, you might not feel as strong, you might take week to ease back, and see how you're feeling. Again, that's another reason why you want to come back to your normal kind of meal plan to support the recovery, get back on track. As always, all these little things connect to each other, support each other, compound over time. Again, get back to your protein with each meal. Make it, again, this should be your priority even in your holiday, will help you definitely. And lastly, don't weight yourself probably immediately, or if you do, just accept the fact that you were away, you were completely off routine, different food. Water retention will be most likely a huge part on the fluctuation. So if that happens, if that makes you feel frustrated, again, know and understand, be honest to yourself that you were away, completely off track, and this is completely normal. Most likely it's just the water that will flush away. If you drink more water, you keep yourself hydrated, you help that fluctuations and sluggishness and hydration overall. Right, that will be it. I hope you got some tips, like always, about how to manage it. Again, like we trying to create some kind of lifestyle that you can sustain for life. Completely honest, I exactly know what you are thinking. I've been there as well. I know the feelings of the frustration. Even when I go out, as I said, when I'm traveling home, as I said, even myself, I feel frustrated because I know that my routine is something that helps me feel actually good. You need to have that responsibility for yourself and start to really be self-aware of what you are doing, always looking at the bigger picture. Don't be like all or nothing. That 80-20 approach, as I said, is all about creating that balance where you are, whatever you do, whether it's that 20% when you eat the cake or whether it's that 80% of during the week when you are sticking to routine, you are intentional. And it's that not perfection, all or nothing. We want to really think about it always, like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do right now on these holidays, how it's gonna help me long term with my current goals, how I want to feel afterwards, how do I usually feel, what can I do differently to not feel this way. Amazing. Thank you so much, ladies. I hope you enjoyed, and I chat to you soon.